Hey, welcome back to Math Quest. Hey, thank you for coming back. Hey, today I want to show you how to find the volume of pyramids. So as always, get your notebook ready and get ready to take notes. Now remember, this is a video, so go ahead and pause it as many times as you need to. Rewind it, move forward, whatever you need to ensure that you get the notes and you fully understand the concept. And in this case, volume of pyramids. All right, let's take a look. First of all, the volume represented by V of a pyramid is 1/3 of the area of the base. Notice, 1/3 of the area of the base, not of the whole thing, just of the area of the base. I'll show you what that means in a minute. Times the height of the pyramid, represented by H. So what that means is that you need to find the area, right, the surface area of the base, then cut that in half. Well, excuse me, cut that in half. Find the area of the base, and then multiply that times height, and then times 1/3. You only cut it in half if it's a triangular base, which leads me to this. Well, let me get ahead of myself. First of all, let's look at this right here. I want you to write this down right here. Volume equals 1/3 base times height. And to simplify it for you, volume equals 1/3 times the length times the width times the height. Okay? That's what this whole thing is. Length times width times height. That's all it is. And then, of course, don't forget to multiply times 1/3. This length and width right here is represented by only the capital letter B. That's what it is. The capital letter B means you multiply the length and width of the base, which right here would be the bottom part where this B is pointing to, right? The base. If you notice, this pyramid has a triangular base, and that adds a different element to this. And then this is a rectangular base, which you use exactly this formula here. So let's go ahead and use the formula and find the volume of this rectangular pyramid. So 1/3 times the length and width. Well, length and width in this case is 3.2 times 1.4. So 3.2 times 1.4. And all of that is going to be multiplied times the height. And I don't know why I put an H there, since I notice here they gave me the height of 2.8. So let's go ahead and plug in the height of 2.8. Okay? You can actually input all of this as one piece in your calculator, the way I wrote it here, and it'll spit out the answer for you. So let's go ahead and do that here. If you do it, you're going to get a long decimal. So pay attention to the directions, whether they want you to round to the tenths or the hundredths place. And in this case, the volume is going to be, actually, I shouldn't say equals. I should say approximately 4.2. Always make sure you include the measurement. In this case, it's inches. And since we find the volume, that is inches cubed. All right. So volume equals 4.2 inches cubed in this rectangular prism. That's all it is. Plug and play. When the base is either a square, a rectangle, that's the only time you use this formula here. And the square is the easiest. They'll only give you one measurement. That's because all of them are equal. So if they tell you that right here, this is 4, understand that this is going to be 4, the back is 4, the side is 4, all of it would be 4 if it's a square. But since this is rectangular, they had to give me 2 different measurements. All right, so be on the lookout for that. Pay attention for that. Let's take a look at this rectangular one because, triangular one, because I told you there'd be something different about this, right? So again, let's write down the formula, which is volume equals 1/3 times. Now, since I have to find the area of the base, is a triangle. So that means I'm going to cut that area in half to get the triangle, because when I multiply 6.4 times 8.1, it's going to give me an entire square, but I only need half of it because a triangle is half a square. So go ahead and put that there, and we're going to multiply that times 8.1 times 6.4 times 11. Okay, so that is where all the numbers come from. Length and width, we cut it in half so that we can get a triangular base. Multiply times 11 and divide by 3, or multiply times 1/3. It doesn't matter what order you do it in because it's all multiplication. All right, so go ahead and put that into your calculator and pause the video, see what you get. Are you back? What did you get? Did you get the same thing I did? I got 95.04 meters cubed. That's what I got. All right. I hope you got the same thing. It's easy. Plug and play. Plug and play. All right. Let's take a look at one more. The reason I wanted to show you this one is because if you notice this one, they don't give you the height. They give you the length and width, but they must give you something else. So in this case, right now, I can't solve this one. They must give me the volume if they want me to find the height. And they did. I just forgot to write it. They told me that the volume was 44 meters cubed, right? Because they already solved it, right? Someone solved it and said, hey, this has a volume of 44 meters cubed. What is the height? Well, that's what we're going to solve. And we're going to use that same formula we just used. So notice our formula is volume equals 1/3. This is a triangular prism. So we're going to multiply times half times the base, which I like to use length times width, right? And then all of this times the height. That is our formula. I hope you're writing that down. Write that down. Pause the video. So now that you have it written down, let's go ahead and plug in the numbers. So notice the V here. V stands for volume. Well, they gave me the volume. It's right here. So let's remove the V and put this in its place, which is 44. The 1/3 stays there. Times 1/2. Remember, because it's a triangular prism. We're going to multiply times the length and width, which happens to be 3 times 8 times h. Now this time, that's the variable that I'm solving for, so we leave it as h. Let's go ahead and multiply it all. Watch, without a calculator. 3 times 8 is 24. Half of 24 is 12. So right now, out of this whole thing, I have 12. And I'm going to multiply that times 1/3. And then we still have our 44 here. So this multiplying times 1/3, you're really just dividing 12 by 3. So 12 divided by 3 is 4. So now we have 4h. And then we still have a 44 here. Divide both sides by 4. And we get h equal to 11. 11 meters. Remember, always put the measurement there. 11 meters is your final answer. Notice I didn't do 11 meters cubed because I wasn't solving for the volume. I was solving for linear distance, which in this case happens to be the height. And that's how you find the height when they give you the volume using the same exact formula. If this one here happened to be a rectangular prism, I just would not multiply here by half. That's the only difference that I would make. And make a note of that on your notes. All right? Hey, I hope you got some value out of this. And if you did, go ahead and hit the like and subscribe button, all right? And I'll see you next time on Math Quest. Goodbye.